Hi, this is Chris, Video Game Dust Sleeves, and you're listening to the VGDS podcast with Bones06,
How's it going, everybody?
Bandana Gamer,
What up?
DizzyTheGamerJit,
Yeah, brother, yeah.
DanCavDragon,
Hi there.
and new guest gamer, BrothersForged Gaming, and I believe it's EZ.
What's happening, EZ, BFG?
First segment is Sleeve It or Leave It.
Yeah.
First title is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Bandana, would you sleeve it or leave it?
Leave it.
Bones?
I'm gonna leave it.
Dan?
Yeah, great game, but I wouldn't sleeve it.
Dizzy?
You guys are wrong. 3D Pop, sleeve that thing. Yep.
I knew it was coming.
Easy?
Oh, thank goodness I had my man DZ. I gotta sleeve that man. that's a childhood classic.
Next title, Lethal Enforcers for the Super Nintendo. Bandana?
Just because it was brought up at a congressional hearing, I will say sleeve it.
Bones?
Can I get the big box sleeved?
Sure.
Okay, yes, I'll sleeve it.
Easy?
Dude, I'll take that big box, but I don't know. That's one game that I might leave.
Dan?
I have fond memories of this game, so I'd sleeve it.
Dizzy?
Leave the game, sleeve the Justifier too.
It's possible. You need a holster for that?
Yeah, with the holster.
Yeah. Next title, Joust for the 7800. Easy.
Dude, I'll sleeve every Joust version there is. Dude, I love every arcade Joust.
Bones? Bones?
I'm gonna.
Still didn't hear you, Bones.
I'm gonna leave it.
Bandana?
I don't have a lot of love for 7800, so I'll leave it.
Dan?
I'm with Easy. I like Joust, and this is a good version. I'd sleeve it.
Dizzy?
Same here. I got this one CIB on the 7800. I would sleeve the whole CIB box.
Alright, last title, Gunsmoke. Bandana?
I like Capcom of that era. I love their box art, so I'll sleeve it.
Dizzy?
Hard freaking game, but yeah, I would sleeve it.
Bones?
Pass on that.
Dan?
This is a good game. I would sleeve it.
Easy.
Dude, sleeve all day. I love playing that all the way through.
And next segment, Guess That Box Art. Anybody have a guess for the first image?
WrestleMania.
What was that, Bones?
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania? Yeah, you got it. WrestleMania.
Nice.
For Genesis. Well, it's actually Super WrestleMania, but it's still a WrestleMania game, so.
Close enough.
Yep. Second image, anybody have a guess?
PS2?
It is actually Dreamcast.
Oh, okay. I mean, same generation.
House of the Dead?
No, but good guess.
Typing of the Dead.
No.
Home Alone, or
Alone in the Dark.
what is it? Alone in the Dark 2.
No. Dan, you should know this one.
Man, that doesn't look like anything to I've seen.
I
God
can't
damn.
see
Come
it. I
on,
was
get
just
on.
guessing another
Nightmare
one.
Creatures. I don't know.
No.
Good guess. Good solid guess, though.
Something to do with blood. The title has something to do with blood.
Bad
One of the
blood.
Legacy
Oh.
of Cain Blood Omens.
No.
Is it Ill Bleed?
Yep. Dan got it.
Yeah.
Splatterhouse?
I've never heard of that game.
Dan knows about that game.
It's one of the more
Hellblade, yeah, absolutely.
one of the more expensive Dreamcast.
Next segment, Bones.
Okay, this podcast we have the logo sleeve of the month. Our guest gamer, BrothersForged Gaming. His logo sleeve you can get from Chris. Just contact him at Video Game Dust Sleeves, and he can hook you up with one. Any console you want. One question we'd like to ask every time, BrothersForged Gaming, is what game would you like to see people put in your dust sleeve?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question, dude. I'm an NES fanatic, so 27 games away from the whole NES set, dude. I play that Kung Fu, dude. Get that Kung Fu arcade action, put that in that sleeve, and represent BrothersForge Gaming. If you don't want to go there though, play one of the classic Contra or Russian attacks, dude. Konami brought it for the NES.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Good games too.
Very good. I wasn't expecting Kung Fu.
Yeah, not too many people go in depth with their answers either, so that was definitely good.
Dude, Kung Fu has been my jam. It's one of those ones. Joust is actually a huge arcade classic favorite of mine, but Kung Fu really came back in my older generation of just like a game you could sit down and play for 20 minutes and kind of get your worth out of it, and it's just been my jam.
All right,
Awesome.
Dan.
All right, for franchise of the month, this is in honor of the new Spider-Man movie that's kicking butt in the theater right now. So I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's a really good movie. Made me go back and think about Spider-Man video games, and surprisingly, I have played very few Spider-Man games, just in general. When I was putting this together, I think I caught most of them. I might not have caught every single Spider-Man game, but just curious to see how many of these you guys have played, which ones are good. Recommend some titles to me. Who wants to start? Let's start with we'll start at the top as usual. Bandana.
So my favorite in all of these is, it's significantly a game that had an impact not just on the market. It actually impacted Spider-Man storytelling. Is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and that is your this is the first time the Spider-Verse was actually kind of engaged in this way. It was done by the guy who would later go. The story was written by the guy who would go on to write the comic book Spider-Verse, who's named Dan Slott. But it is you have 4 different Spider-Man from different universes: the 2099, the regular, the Ultimate, and the Spider-Man Noir. This was before Miles Morales was invented. But the thing I also love about this game is each Spider-Man's voice actor is a voice actor from one of the previous animated series. So the Spider-Man 2099 is oddly voiced by the guy who did Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Neil Patrick Harris does one of them because Neil Patrick Harris voiced Spider-Man on a animated show that was on MTV. And I forget, one of them is the 90s cartoon, and I forget who the other one is, but it is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is just a phenomenal game. And it plays really well. And these characters are a lot of fun to jump into their universes as Spider-Man.
Nice. Thanks for that great review. I actually have that game too, so that's I totally agree. That's one of the better games I've played that year when that came out. I remember that.
What's that on? Console?
Wii, 360, PS3.
Okay.
Yep.
That generation.
It is.
Okay.
I think it's cheapest on the Wii, and it's like $30 on the 360.
Okay. I gotta keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, it's a good game, definitely. Bones. Play any of these Spider-Man games?
I've played most of the older ones. I may own a ton of these newer ones, but I've honestly never played them. I'm not some big Spider-Man fan, so really I don't look forward to them. And my favorites are definitely going to be the Maximum Carnage, Separation Anxiety, the Genesis and Super Nintendo ports. Those are all good. I want the one on Sega CD. And like I said, I have a bunch of the other ports, the GameCube, the PlayStations, the Xbox. I want the 32X one, but you and me, Dan, we both know that price range is just
Yeah.
ridiculously stupid.
Yep.
But other than that, yeah, I like the basically Maximum Carnage, Separation Anxiety, and the Spider-Man other one for the Super Nintendo and Genesis. Those are definitely my favorites by far, because that's what I really go to.
Yeah, I hear people talking about those ones a lot, but surprisingly, I haven't really played those. But let's see what our guest, BrothersForged Gaming. How about yourself and Spider-Man titles?
Gosh, there's so many of them out there. I haven't really played a ton of the newest ones, but definitely I've played a ton of the retro ones. I think there's even a decent one on the NES. But yeah, definitely the Sega ones, Super NES ones are probably your easiest to get go-to ones. Like was just mentioned, though, you want to get that Sega CD or that 32X version. It's just one of those. It's just the cleanest arcade version on console you can get. But other than that, that's what I would go for Spider-Man. I haven't played a lot of that new PlayStation stuff.
All right. Dizzy, have you played many Spider-Man games? And so, which ones are good?
Not many. I know I think the Carnage one on Super Nintendo was a good one we used to play back in the day. When I was a lot younger, maybe like 4 or 5, we used to play I don't know if it's on the 2600 but we used to play it on the 2600. I know those carts were interchangeable with like a lot of the other old school systems, but I used to play one on 2600. Didn't get too far. It's just, you throw it in, play it for a couple minutes, and then take it out, put something else in. So that's how we used to do that one. And recently, last year, I played the GameCube version with my daughter, and she had a lot of fun on that one. But those are pretty much the only 3 I've played before.
Oh, so yeah, like the rest of us, we're not huge Spider-Man fans so far. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, you might as well keep me in the same boat. I have Spider-Man games, just never got around to playing them. Actually, my son plays the newer one on the PS. Well, it's not even new anymore. It's on the PS4, the regular, that Spider-Man, not the Miles one, the one that came out before that. He loves that game, so.
It is a great game, I do want to say.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try that out eventually. But a lot of these games I don't even have, to be honest with you. So that's my Spider-Man take.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll only agree with Dizzy. The Spider-Man for 2600 was a pretty decent game back in the day. It was actually had some decent replay value.
I actually have that one, and I did play a lot of it growing up. That is a pretty decent game for what it was back then.
Yeah. And surprisingly, some of these titles, especially like those the Spider-Man movie, the Amazing Spider-Man movie game, some of these are really expensive. Like I was looking into some of these, and they're not cheap anymore. So surprisingly, some of these are really gone up in value. But all right, that's it for Franchise of the Month. Bandana, you win for the best in-depth review of a game.
I go really in depth on that game, and if you on my channel, if you want to look that up, just say it.
Hey,
right.
Go ahead. Plug it away. Plug it away. You have more than
the Video Game History of Marvel 2099, I think is what it was called.
There you go. Look it up. Bandana Gamer. All right. Time to get in the actual podcast now. We're gonna do an introduction of BrothersForged Gaming. Easy. Just tell us who you are, how they can find you, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, wherever you want to say. Give us a little background of your gaming, what type of games you like to play, consoles that you like to play on. Are you a big collector? Do you collect a lot? Or are you just, I collect what I play? And what's your favorite console? What's your favorite games? What do you like playing, like platformers and just what? And then after that, just give us a little bit about background about you, and then these guys will ask a few questions, and then we're done.
Holy moly, you want to be here for the rest of the night, huh? No, no, that's awesome. Yeah, it's just so glad to be here and do all that. I'm Easy from BrothersForged Gaming. My partner, Mr. C here, he can't be here. We've been lifelong friends, gaming since kindergarten. But we got actually heavy. We started playing NES games back when we were in 3rd grade, and I don't know. So it was pretty classic to build this channel around that, and just kind of go back. We had really touched on everything as we grew up. But as we get into this modern age, we are definitely both still. We have lots of our personal collections from back in the day, which is amazing. I actually have like an incredible collection, almost like over 3,000 games and 50 systems and all this stuff in this room that I get to just sit here and talk to you guys in. It's just, it's really cool. And he has it kind of like an equal kind of share. So it's pretty cool. We got to grow up and do that and started this YouTube thing. And basically, I love the NES. The NES is the big thing. We're 27 games away from completing the series, the North American series at least. And that's why, I do Monday Classics. That's one of my biggest things. We just kind of beat NES games and go over that. And we have a lot of fun. But I play everything under the moon. I'm a huge Sega guy, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, all that stuff. I love to play that live. TurboGrafx 16. So we pretty much try to bring everything. I know he actually brings a lot of like the PlayStation trophies and stuff. So we get a really good mix of variety, So we got something for everybody. That's what we kind of claim there at BrothersForged Gaming. Not to mention a lot of nostalgia and just kind of like fun factual, like I'm board games, wrestling, toys, beyond video games, VHS, vinyl collection, which I will all be bringing. But and he does kind of the same thing. So we're more than just a gaming channel, I guess. And being, like I said, lifelong friends, over 30 years of friendship. There's nothing better you can do than just share that with everybody else and meet guys like you and have all this fun times. So basically, that's what we're all about. We're there to bring nostalgia, play a bunch of video games, beat a bunch of video games, and show off our collection and stuff. And who knows, we'll see where it goes from there.
All right, Bandana.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got anything off the top of my head. Why the Nintendo? In
the NES, because
paragraph.
I was just born. I'm 81. I'm right there. I'm right in that real house, and I'm the youngest child. So I grew up in the arcade era, and I was like, being brought with my brothers as a tag along, and then we got the NES early, and that was like that home console. So it reminds me of that, and I played a lot of games, and I remember a lot of stuff from that era before I switched to the Sega Genesis.
Bones.
Well, you're so close to a finished set. What are some of the games? Is Stadium Event one of them? And do you think you'll ever acquire that game for your collection? Because I have all of them but the Stadium Events in mine, and I don't think I'll ever get it.
Okay, that's cool. That's a great question, because the way that we look at it is collecting it is pretty much almost everything. Some of the stuff has the last couple have gone up pretty high, but everything else is almost attainable. So when it comes down to that point, I'm hoping that maybe luck or behold, maybe we can get it, even if I just have to buy it for one day to complete the set. Maybe I'll do that. But it's like, yeah, I never know if I'll actually have Stadium Events in my collection for good, but the other ones are actually a good chance. And that's with the stuff that I have left. It's like, it's stuff that I want: Gunneck, Cowboy Kid, Dragon Fighter, and of course like Bonk and Little Samson. That's actually probably the game that, as stupidly priced as it is, that's the one I want to play the most, is Little Samson. But I don't know. So we'll see what happens in the future, but probably not.
Would you consider buying repros for those?
If it came down to it, if we got to a good point where we're that Panic Restaurant, Flintstones, those couple away, I might buy some high quality ones just to, have it and play the, but it's still, we're always going to be on that grind to try to get that.
Yeah, I would just buy repros, to be honest with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've known many of people that got to that point, and the last 5-7 games they went that way, and I've totally been on board with that. But like I said, maybe lo and behold, I'll get lucky, but right.
Yeah, you find it in grandma's attic. You're talking about.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
When things jump hundreds of dollars, not just, oh, the game went up 15, $20. No, we're talking hundreds of dollars. Yeah, it's a little harder to obtain things.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of those, like I said, I think when I first started really looking at like Little Samson, I think it was still like $900 or $800 or something like that. So, it's just like that.
Like
that's one.
$2,500 now.
Yeah. So, that I was happy. I won Snow Brothers complete in box for $90 in an auction. So that's one of my that's one of my wins right there.
That's awesome.
All right, Dan.
Yeah. So, what would you consider to be, your prized possession in your NES collection, but also besides your NES collection?
NES collection is in town, came in, and they called me. I traded all of my extra games for it and a $100 bill for a world-class service joystick test cart that came in, orange card, authentic, 5-screw. It was that was one of the, I don't know, my favorite things. So I basically got it for, a couple $100 and then was stoked on that. And that was definitely my best NES thing. The other one that, I don't know, I actually have a Gravatar dedicated Atari cabinet from my family they bought in '85, and I still have that in my family, so that's like really cool to have in my possession. But the donation of the Steel Battalion controller is another one. The friend actually, like, he didn't want to deal with his stuff anymore, and he was like, I love what you're doing. He gave me about 60 Xbox and Xbox 360 games, and they're like collection games, not like sports games. And the Steel Battalion controller, and that was actually one of like the greatest boxes I received in my life. So.
All right, Dizzy.
Yeah, BrothersForged Gaming. I know you guys are all about using OG hardware. No emulators, nothing like that. But I've actually seen Easy blind play and complete 8-bit NES games in the same sitting, like just blind play it and gets all the way to the end and beats it. Like, Easy, is there a strategy you use when you're jumping into a NES game that you're not familiar with, like maybe farming or figuring out the pattern? What's your strategy before you even jump into the game that you don't know about?
Dude, I love that. NES games, because they're very base, so it's there's only so much they can put into them. So basically, if you've like played a bunch of the hard games or you've played through a lot of the games, you're gonna see very similar things like come up. And so if you ever play something that you don't know but it reminds you of something else, then try things from that game. Because honestly, like, I remember playing games where I just jumped attacked and all of a sudden I started getting like free lives and extra this, or it's like I had never played the game before and it looked like I was uncovering secrets from like a strategy book or something. So it's just like always test what you've learned from other games in the stuff you play forward, and just there's stuff so similar, it ends up once you get good at those NES games, that's why I love them. That's why I like to play NES.
All right, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I know I can't do that.
Easy, did you have any questions for us?
Oh, gosh, no, I didn't have any questions lined up. You guys have been so great in all this.
No, it's no problem. I was just curious if you had any questions. We would answer for you, but that's totally fine.
What guys would you like to see? What NES game would you like to see me beat? Having almost near all of them, I played through a good amount of them, but I always love to accept somebody's like challenge or something.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ninja Gaiden.
I love that one.
Yeah.
The thing is I can't beat it no death. I can get to the person no death, and then I die on the second frickin' thing and have to run that level over and then beat it. So, but I love Ninja Gaiden. I will try my hardest.
Knight Rider.
Dude, Knight Rider.
What about Knight
brutal.
Rider NES?
Knight Rider is brutal.
Yeah, man.
It's got 8 levels of. I did that for an NES review, and I actually got to level 7. That game has got a lot of value in it for being pretty cheesy and bad.
I know,
Like
but
Blaster Master met pole position.
yeah, I know what Bones would say. He would say Barbie. He just doesn't want to say it right now.
Dude,
No,
Barbie is so good.
No,
Dude.
no Barbie. I want to see Darkman or 3D World Runner.
Okay, those are good choices. I was gonna say because Barbie's that's a playthrough. I was hoping you'd say Darkwing Duck, dude. I'm a master of that game. No, Darkman and
nuts.
oh,
A 3D World Runner, you can get extremely annoyed when you get to a certain.
Yeah.
I got a good one
Yeah.
for you. Ghostbusters.
The original? That's not. I do use it. You have to use some sort of turbo controller to get through the stair stage. I mean, tapping the buttons, you'll never get up those stairs. But yeah, that's pretty much the only way I've beat Ghostbusters.
How about the original Castlevania?
Original Castlevania? I have beat it only a handful of times, and the last time I played it, I got stuck on Dracula.
Yeah.
Dracula took me down, dude.
Yep.
He is a beast. I was actually happy this month. I took down the first Mega Man I had never played, really. Joe and Mac, which I had never played, which is good. Double Dragon, which I have played a bunch, but I'm glad I got through it. Silver Surfer, which I have accomplished before, but it was good to like go back for and play it and make sure I could still do it. And Cuphead, I beat Cuphead on PlayStation 4 or 5. I'm playing on the PlayStation 5, but I love Cuphead, dude. That's my modern game. You want to talk about modern games, Cuphead?
That's a good game.
All right, let's finish off the podcast. Bandana, what's your game of the month?
Game of the month, I'm going to say Blaster Master Zero.
Bones?
Championship Bowling on the Genesis.
BrothersForged Gaming, easy.
Oh my gosh, just Batman and Robin, The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Super NES, if you can get a hold of it.
Dan?
I was playing it last night.
Yeah, that's a good game. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves for the PS5. I just found out you don't have to buy it if you have the PS4. You can just upgrade it for $10.
Dizzy?
It's gonna be House of the Dead 2 for Nintendo Wii with the light gun.
And mine will be Spider-Man for the PS4. Thanks, Easy, for coming on.
Dude, that was awesome. Yeah, sorry I was late.
It's all good. It's all good. We always make it work. And of course, everybody else, the original podcast members in here. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, don't blow, just leave. Later.
Peace.
BrothersForged Gaming. Peace.
BFG.